fishing the little Ned rig here. Ned rig's pretty easy to fish. All you gotta do is start out there and I just kind of shake it on a slack line. Try not to move the weight too much off the bottom. We're at a pond here and there's a ton of fish in this lake, so we've been catching on them pretty good today. Sometimes that's a fun thing to do, you know, you just come out here, get your spinning rod, about 6 pound test, get your little Ned rig, just have a ball with it, you know. Have a ball. So what I'm doing is I'm just dragging the bottom, giving it a couple little shakes here and there, letting it sit there. They have been eating little shaky head alive. That's a better one there for this lake. See, I've probably caught, I don't know how many fish today on this bait. I'd say probably at least 100 fish today on this little Ned. That's the one thing about throwing this elastic is that you can catch, you know, 200 fish on this thing probably. I mean, this bait here, I've caught at least 100 fish and it almost looks as good as new. I'm just gonna keep it on. And all it is, these fish are just, they're just grouped up here. There's like a little dip in the bank here and they're just loaded up in this one spot. You know, that's the thing is like a lot of times, you know, like what you're doing on these little small ponds, you can do on the big lakes too. You know, these fish are just sitting in a little ditch and it's only about a foot deep where the bottom kind of drops off in there. Here's another one. He's not as big, but so you need to come out here this time of the year and hit some of these ponds. You don't always got to get your big boat out. Sometimes it's just fun to come out here and fish some of these ponds. There's nobody out here fishing. Catch 100 fish a day. It's just a lot of fun. Tried a couple other things today. Tried throwing a spinner bait. Didn't have much luck with that. Here's another one. I mean, just railing them on out here. Fish don't have to be big in order to be fun, you know. That's the great thing about hitting these ponds up sometimes. See how many casts in a row I can catch one here. Let's just see. Let's just see. There's like little wolf packs of them down there. They're like little sharks. They just get the feed and it's on, you know. That little Ned rig, you can pretty much take this thing anywhere and catch fish on as long as the water's not too muddy. This year I was really wanting to spank them on this Ned rig this year, but a lot of the lakes, a lot of the bigger lakes just got too much color to the water. I've tried throwing, you know, some chartreuse and other little things to try to make it stand out, but it seems like you got to have a little bit of clarity in order to get it to work. I can't believe I haven't got one on this cast yet. Let's throw back out there. Now this elastic, you know, like I said, you can catch 100 fish on a bait. It's called, you know, the TRD. I'm just throwing like a green pumpkin with some orange in it. Seems to work pretty good this time of the year. And I think what it looks like is little baby crawdads, what it looks like. And they're just up there eating on it. Oh, here we go again. Oh, he missed it. Missed it. See if we'll come back and get it. See if we can get him to come back and get it. Come on. Let's go here, fish. Now I gotta throw him back in there. Pull it away from him. Pulled it away. That's the thing too, is, you know, a lot of people that just, you know, I was never a real big fan of throwing a spinning rod, but it just seems like I'm using it more and more these days for a lot of these techniques, just because a lot of the lakes around, you know, a lot of bigger lakes are just getting pressured a lot. People just got better electronics, you know, better tackle. Fish are just getting beat up. But, you know, one of the biggest things, just getting comfortable with the spinning gear. You know, you come out here, you're catching 200 fish a day. I mean, you're going to get a good feel for how to fish with a spinning rod, you know, so. Just throwing some, you know, 6-pound green line on here. Just dragging this little guy across the rocks down there. Just having a blast catching all these little fish. There's like a little bit of gravel in there where those fish are just sitting right in there. I mean, they're just loaded in there. Might have caught them all for now. Might have to move to another spot. Might have to move to another spot. Might have to move. Let's try one more in there. Shaking it on the bottom. That's when it comes to this net or, you know, shaky head or anything like that, you're gonna fish. Here's one. There he is. Oh, God. He's not a very big one, but they're fun. This lake's got a lot of little guys in it. Probably, like I said, over 100 fish today. Just a little dip in the bank. Fish are staging a spawn. They're just moving up a little bit at a time here. Very, very simple thing here. Well, that one, he was up a little bit closer to the bank. I mean, kind of throwing out here just a little bit. But that one, he was just a little bit closer to the bank here. Put that cast up there on the bank. See if we can get them. Like I said, what I'm using here, I'm using one of these Abu Garcia Black Max reels, and this is just a 7-foot medium Academy spinning rod. Nothing too special. You know, that's another thing too. Nowadays, everybody thinks you got to have, you know, this real expensive tackle in order to go catch a fish. You know, it's nice to have those things, but I'll tell you what, you can catch just as much fish on a $30 outfit as you can a $200 one if you know what you're doing. And that pretty much goes with everything. There it is. That one there hit it when I was reeling it. Hit it when I was reeling it. Got a couple tournaments this year. This thing might come into play. This little Ned. Getting ready to go to Kentucky Lake next weekend for BFL. There he is. Hoping that those fish finally start to move up down Kentucky. hopefully those fish are going to be up on the bank and I can throw this net at them. Throw a net or shaky head. Maybe I'll even get them with a crankbait. That's kind of what I'm hoping. I would not mind a day of fishing a shaky head on Kentucky Lake. That would be a good day. It just seems like everywhere, man, the fish have just been behind schedule. We went down to Grand Lake and it was pretty bad. There wasn't a whole lot of fish caught. There's a couple guys that caught them, but that's always going to happen. It's just as a whole, though, I don't think for that lake there's that many fish caught. And then, the first time we went to Kentucky Lake, it was pretty rough. Water kept coming down, which I know that moved a lot of those fish back there up on the banks. So it's been getting a lot of rain here lately, and I think it's about getting time. Here we are the first week of April, and fish should be biting. That's just the thing. Fish should be biting, so I'm thinking the season's gonna get a lot better here once we get going. Once we get going here again. Going to Kentucky Lake next weekend. Getting ready to go to Greer's Ferry in about a week. That could be really interesting. Hopefully we catch some fish there. It's a smallmouth lake, so hopefully the smallmouth are gonna be biting. That would be a lot of fun. It's supposed to be clear water, but with all this rain, who knows what's going on down there. I would say if the water's fairly clear, that would only help me with my background on fishing these Ozark lakes. And then this month coming up, we got the Big Bass Bash. That's gonna be a blast. Somebody's gonna catch a $100,000 fish. $100,000 fish. One fish can win you $100,000. That's just crazy. That is just crazy. There he is. So what I'm hoping is that the person that catches a $100,000 fish is me. But we'll see. We will see. We will see. It's unbelievable how many fish are in that spot. Just in this pond in general, it's just insane. These dudes. Main dude's gonna about everybody come out here and have one hell of a fish fry. One hell of a fish fry could be had on this little guy. I'm talking one hell of a fish fry. Let's see if I can catch one on this cast. Should be right about there is where they're at. Let's see here. Gonna bite it. Ain't gonna bite it. Not gonna bite it. So one more in there. One more. One more cast in there. There you go. Oh, come on. Come on. Son of a gun. Definitely moving up to